when this channel goes live. All right, let's switch gears to defense now, boys. Same thing. We'll just kind of open it up here on defense. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go around the horn here real quick. Jacob, you kind of already talked a little bit about Colston Loveland. Is that the direction you want to go? Is there anything at the forefront of your mind in terms of the Chicago Bears offense matching up against the Green Bay Packer defense here?
I mean, I think that the obvious highlight and the big talking point is going to be, can the Packers edge room do anything without Micah Parsons? I really do have a weird amount of confidence that they can find a way just with the rotation. Not going to make any puns, but you guys know how much I love Cox. He's coming back. And the fact that Enigbare, even if he's playing with an illness, I believe, is LVN going to try to take a shot at it, or is he still up in the air?
LVN?
He's been working back for weeks, right?
Yeah, but it just seems like
I think.
Yeah, it seems like he can't play. Didn't he have only like 5 or 6 plays last game or something like that? And
he was listed as limited on the injury report, but the status is unspecified, which typically means they're playing. So they're good to go. So, yeah, he should be good to go.
I mean, just between them and just a bunch of that young rotation, I think Barron Sorrell, talk about a young guy that could all of a sudden spring into the spotlight and absolutely, again, like I don't think that anybody's going to ever be able to play up to the caliber of a Micah Parsons. That's just not realistic to ask, but you could have parts and players, and on certain situations, I think if a guy like Hafley, if anybody can do it, it's a coach like Hafley that can play a chess piece kind of, but I really want the defensive line to focus more on containing Williams inside, not letting him get outside that pocket, and then stopping the run. I think that's the biggest thing if I'm going, and that's my game plan.
Got it. Well, it's funny you brought up LVN. So let's kind of look at this. I know we're getting Brenton Cox Jr. back. I walked back to 2024 and looked at the NFL Pro data. Brenton Cox Jr. actually led the team in pressure percentage. That was more than Gary was right behind him. And what's crazy is on the earlier stream today, I broke it down. If he had the same amount of snaps as Rashan Gary and the other guys, basically if he'd had 400 snaps at the edge position, he was on pace to have 16 sacks last year. That's how effective he was. Almost 14% quarterback pressure rate as well. But to your point about Lucas Van Ness, 70.9 on the season so far here, right? And he's also, if I were to just take a quick look here, actually don't have it pulled up at the moment. I was going to see exactly where he's at this year in terms of pressure percentage. I know we talked about it a couple of episodes ago here on the show. When you go quarterback pressure percentage, individual leaders on the Packers team, Lucas Van Ness is sitting at 12.4% currently. So I think LVN is set to break out, to be honest with you. I really do. And he's going to get his opportunity now for sure. You guys remember he was frustrated at the first of the year when they traded for Micah Parsons, and Micah being the great leader he is, he immediately stepped in and said, he started bragging on LVN, like, man, that bull rush in the middles was freeing us up and this and that. He really, that's just Micah being a pro's pro, obviously. But yeah, I think people think that Kingsley Enigbare is playing at the level that LVN actually has when he's healthy. And I really believe that. I think that LVN is significantly better than Enigbare. Let's go around the horn with that real quick, since that's kind of the direction the conversation went.
Ooh. I would agree with that. No, I would totally agree with that. But we don't know. We haven't seen a full-on healthy LVN yet this season. Time will tell. I will say this, just overall, when it comes to, pass rush versus, stopping the run, we're down our best pass rusher, obviously. There's been some hits to that D line, but the Chicago Bears are not a team that you have to blitz all day long. This is a team that you have to account for the run. And I like LVN against the run. I like Rashan Gary against the run. I like Carl Brooks against the run. I think there are pieces out here that can help us secure a win, because it's not about a guy teeing off on an edge rush all day long. It's about, like, kind of to Jacob's point, keep Caleb in the well, don't allow him to get mobile on you, and account for that running attack from the Chicago Bears. I mean, the Bears are down 2 receivers, right? They're arguably their best 2 receivers right now going into this game. So, if you're concerned about the pass rush with, the absence of Micah Parsons, I'm there with you. But I think tomorrow night it's not going to be that much of a point of emphasis. I think we need to just play well against the run.
Yeah, and Emilio, what he's saying there, man, obviously not having Evan Williams potentially playing this game. His run defense at 83.2. That's going to be a huge missing factor there, right?
Yeah, not worried about Evans burned down. So with him out, what are you going to do? How are you going to replace it? What's Nate Hobbs going to be? Is he going in there? Is Bull dropping back into safety, or is Bull staying up there and is Zane staying in? Just a couple of ways to switch it around there. But yeah, you're right. He beat us on some scrambles last time, couple first downs on some runs, couple on some passes, and it's just I think that's where the defense struggles a little bit is when they when it's broken down 4 or 5 seconds later. You saw what happened with Bo. We just need to kind of lock that down, and they were saying, you just got to contain him in the pocket. So many times he just ran right around him. Just pin him in. I don't know. We got to do something. Go vertical. Everyone just stay across in a straight line or something. I don't know.
Yeah, don't get yourself washed out. That's the main thing for sure.
Yeah. I'm not worried about you getting there in 2 seconds. I need you to hold formation or whatever phalanx we want to do to keep him contained. Try to wall off one side, force him one way, whatever it is.
Yep. So, Emilio, to that point, Joe is asking that question that kind of leads me to my question. So, can we designate one player to hit Caleb every play, no matter what? Play action, boot, just pop him every play until you miss and there's a flag, but he won't do it again. To that credit, and knowing that if we want to try to stop the run and also with the limit from our pass rush that we have, is there a certain type of formation or package that you would implement that would maybe free up a linebacker spy or something that would give you a more of a kind of edge contain? Is there a certain formation that comes and pops? If you're on playing Madden and you got to stop a mobile quarterback, what are you going with? Does that make sense?
This is a Madden comment. I will say
this is your two options. If that's the case, Jacob, we're probably only rushing 3. If you're doing that, so I'm either sitting in my 3-3-5, or maybe an odd ghost or something like that, or a 3-2-6. And but then again, who's the player that's going to have to keep up with them? It's probably Coop or Quay. You could do Bull, but besides that, it's probably one of those 3 that would have to, lock off on them. And still, even when you saw Evan come in off that corner blitz, he engaged a running back, and Caleb still slipped out. So it's like I feel like it's almost more you'd be more beneficial trying to force him. Yeah, that's it. Trying to force him one way or straight up keep him in the pocket, like. Just slowly move forward in a straight line, kind of like inch him back and see what he can do. Because if he runs, then we can kind of go to it. I feel like it's kind of tough to send someone back there each time.
I agree.
If you just trigger Tim, like he's saying, all right, you're the guy. No matter if they hand the ball off or not, you just go hit Caleb every play. You're going to be minus hat count all day long.
You're playing with one arm tied behind your back all day long. If anything, you want the opposite approach, right? Like I'd rather not spy. I would rather keep everything in front of us and let him stand back there and prance around and pat the ball with his pretty fingernails and try and figure out, where he's going to go with it, as opposed to sending guys up the middle or off the edge, whether it's a blitz or not, or a spy, maybe touch spy might work. But I'm not interested. I'm not interested in dedicating one guy to Caleb Williams all day because, you can go back in time. You talk about mobile quarterbacks. We've got tape of Michael Vick lighting that coverage up all day, left and right. If you're gonna, dedicate one man, and he knows it. He knows that, like you said, Clayton, to your point, you're going to be -1 in the hat count, and he's going to hit that open guy. We know Caleb has an arm, so I would rather not see him using that arm when he's mobile, which is when he's at his best. I'd rather see him back there trying to read a defense. And, hopefully we disguise our coverages and make it tough on him, because that will tilt the balance in this game. If you give him those sugar looks and you're able to, switch personnel and switch, coverages on him and keep him in that pocket, I think that bodes well for our defense against this Bears team right now.
For me, the answer is, okay, first of all, what do they do well? What does the Chicago Bears offense do good? What's the answer? Scramble. So you think scramble?
Run the ball. Okay.
Run the ball, right? I think it's their running game first and foremost, and Caleb outside of the pocket. So you're both are right there where I'm at, right? So what's the answer to stopping both of those things at the same time? It's a cage rush. Nobody wants to hear this. They just want, we're going to blitz them. I've heard all week. It's drove me crazy. Yeah, they're going to play more man coverage and they're going to blitz. Boy, good luck with that. Okay, imagine Caleb evading you, bringing an extra guy, and now the DBs have their back turned to Caleb, and him running down the field at 21 miles an hour. That doesn't sound good, right? Now, also, rewind, them running the rock, right? If you've got a guy set to spy Caleb and you're playing man coverage or you're trying to blitz and they run their outside stretch, Emilio, when you fire up the middle on an outside stretch, it don't look pretty, right? And they love to play outside. So right there, Lesapio, if I'm saying that right, says contain. Bingo. Cage rush, right? Cage rush with a loaded box. And I want 29. Somebody said it earlier. I want Xavier McKinney's ass in the box as a spur. And that's a little scary because that means Zane would be playing post, or that means Bull would be playing post, right? And McKinney is a great center fielder. But again, if the goal is to make them play left-handed, load the box with Xavier McKinney as your spur safety and cage rush, which basically means you don't just pin your ears back, take a gap and go. You're cage rushing. You're kind of containing and compressing the pocket. Make Caleb step up into the well and throw the football. What's going to happen is if you take his first read away, his immediate thought is eyes down, let me create a secondary window, right? Well, if he goes eyes down, oh, crap, they're containing. I got to step up in the pocket. Now you got the touch spy in the middle. That's the way you stop him because now he's got to reset and probably throw across the middle late, and you guys know that's a big boo-boo. So what happened last time was he did a good job getting outside of the pocket. You've seen it this last week against Cleveland. That throw to the back of the end zone, guys, that is a generational talent, arm talent throw where he hit DJ Moore rolling to the right, just an absolute laser. But again, he bought himself 5 to 6 seconds. If you've got a cage rush, he doesn't do that. He has to go 1 to the 2 to the 3 as opposed to 1, oh, he missed me. Now I've got 5 or 6 seconds. You guys scramble. And there's no defense in the league that's going to be able to plaster that long while he's buying that time. So, again, stop the run and bring a cage rush is the way I would attack this. And honestly, without Micah, this kind of feels like we're built to do that this week, right? With Micah, you're going with the Joker looks, right, Tim? You're going with the Joker 3-3-5, Joker 1 look, and it's okay. Let Micah just pin his ears back and go. And if he misses – or Caleb is able to avoid him, now you've only got 3 other rushers and there's no cage, right? It's just he's on the edge. He's on the perimeter. So
I agree with you.
I'd be down with caging it with 3 people and just see what happens with 8 in coverage, see how he handles that. Shoot, run 2, only blitz 2 one time and see how he does with 9 in coverage. I feel like my thing with Caleb, not more I think about it, I honestly think he just sees a cleaner picture of the field when he's on the move and he doesn't have a wall of linemen in front of him. He sees the field a lot better. It's like he's just running around, on the field, just messing around. So if you can keep something in between his eyes and the receivers, I'm for it. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to dropping 9 in coverage, see what happens. 2 people rushing.
I found a picture of my call sheet for defense. Here's my call sheet right here. It's my call sheet for tomorrow night right here. Any variations on these are acceptable. Here's my call sheet.
Stay away from match.
Exactly. Give me some buzz. Give me some cloud. I'm there.
Yep. And with the buzz defender, the safety buzz and the hook curl, you want that to be McKinney to help with the run fit for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's the way I would approach that. So, Jacob, you got anything else on this, man? I know seemed like you were starting to say something just a second ago. What do you want to add to it, man?
No, not necessarily. I mean, does any of that, if we're running a lot of those coverages, trying to do the cage rush, does that leave any open vulnerabilities for a guy like Loveland or Komet to take advantage of that? Or does that actually help with that sort of player?
I'm glad you bring that up because you talk about the pros of a cage rush, you talk about the pros of a blitz, you talk about all these different, right? There's always a con. The con to a cage rush is the quarterback has more time in the pocket. But as Soder says, Williams does not show great accuracy in the pocket. I mean, when he has to stand in the pocket and throw from within the well, he couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a mop. You see it every time. It's why his completion percentage is in the 50 percentile, right? And again, we talked about there were I think 44 qualified too. If you unqualified, meaning minimal snaps, include them too, he was like 53rd in the league in adjusted completion percentage. But when you allow him to get on the edge, that's where he, causes problems. So that's the negative. If you've got somebody like Matt Stafford, Jacob, and you bring a cage rush, Oh boy, going to little slide in the pocket, little step up, go one to the, he'll probably skip the 2, go straight to the 3 and go, I know I got time to throw a little pump, let that thing rip. Pocket passers will eat a cage rush up. But a quarterback that that hardly ever gets to the second and third read, that cage rush makes them antsy because the clock is going off in their head like, oh crap, I'm running out of time, and they panic.
Yeah.
And again, play the outside half of Caleb. He's going to give you that jab step. He's going to give you a jab step inside when you're containing, and those guys always bot to the inside shoulder, and he's out of the pocket. With a cage rush, you say, I will allow him to step up in the pocket and beat me on the inside, but he's not going to beat me on the edge. Because now what he's got to do is step up into the D tackles compressing that cage rush, and now he's got to reset and try to fire the football as opposed to – I'm telling you, man, it's so frustrating watching defenses play it. Cleveland did it last week too. Every time he drops back to pass, if the first read's gone, he's looking to jab in and roll out. And every time those defenders, it's like, I'm sitting back going, I am a dumb redneck that's watched tape this week, and everybody can see that's what he wants you to do is to miss inside. That's what he wants you to do. And people just continue to do it.
I saw a chart. I was spinning through. I saw a chart. He was like 53% on his first read, and then he was the highest scramble rate at like 23% or 24% of his snaps. That's over 75% of his snaps is either first read or scramble. Like, that's me playing college football. I mean, come on now. We can't be doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just real quick, Packer Doug says, my dad used to say couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a scoop shovel. Now, just real quick, is the implication that it's easy to hit a bull in the butt with a mop? And have you done that?
Jacob, listen, I don't need PETA after me, okay? With that being said, imagine you were standing in a stable, all right? Because you've asked this question several times.
I just want to picture it.
In a stable, and there's a bull sitting there. How much do an average bull weigh? Somebody hit me up on the chat there. Imagine this big-ass bull sitting there, right? And you've got a mop. Could you walk up and hit that bull in the ass with that mop, you think?
So you're not throwing the mop. You're just going up and tapping them with the –
Could you throw the mop and hit the bull in the ass if it's standing 5 feet away in a stable?
I mean, I think I'd hope I could.
Jacob, could you hit the broadside of a barn?
I have.
You've hit the broadside of a barn?
Could you hit sand if you fell off a camel? Right. All this stuff applies, Jacob. I love that Jacob thought it was from 30 yards away. It would be hard.
That's what I was. I'm like pocket passing. The bull's running a route right on the butt.
No,
easy peasy.
The things we talk about here, man. So not a bull, not a bear. It's funny too that, I mean, basically the shovel, same thing, right? Same thing applies, so I love it.
Makes more sense. It's got a heavier, the mop doesn't seem aerodynamic. That was my whole thing. It's fine. Tim, any thoughts?
No. Yeah, I got a thought. What the hell are we talking about right now? I thought.
Tim's thinking, does Nerf make a mop? Maybe do they have Nerf footballs? Right?
Dude.
Unbelievable. So yeah, I like this, J Dome. I think he's a Packer fan. I don't know if he's a Bears fan. I don't like it. He says we get no turnovers. Calling it right now, or is he saying we don't force any turnovers? Is that what he's saying there? Because if we don't turn the ball over, we win this ball game. I'm just telling you right now. If we come out of this with a big goose in the turnover column on offense, we're good to go, man. So,
I think so too.
Yeah. And again, man, when you look at some of their turnovers, like that turnover last week, one of them, Shedeur Sanders was marching them down the field, the Browns down the field, and he throws a ball. I mean, did you guys see that pick? It was the most fluky pick I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, it was just – I don't know how it ended up in the DB's hands. And I found myself, I literally said out loud, those lucky bastards. Mm-hmm. But then I'm thinking, it can't be luck at this point. They just got to be good at taking the ball away because they continue to do it week in and week out. Drives me crazy. So, like Jesse swerving right on cue. Luck. So, yeah. Anything else? I thought it was a dot too, Jay, if you're talking about that Shedeur Sanders throw. As soon as he left his hand, I was like, oh, that's going to be right on the money, man. Somehow it ended up in the DB's hands. So. Next stop.
Do you mind if I ask a question or Joe asked another question? He's asking, can you run Joker with Cox?
That
Jacob does every weekend.
I'm trying to be professional, guys. Yeah, I got Emilio sending private chats. Come on.
Hilarious. Yeah, Emilio always takes it out. I look over, like, what's red over there? And I look, 13 private chats. I don't even want to know. I ain't going in there. I need the brain cells. All right. Now, can you? Yeah, you can do that with Brenton Cox Jr. Although I don't think you're gonna. I don't think they'll design the game plan. Not that you're saying that, Joe, but I don't think they'll design the game plan like, all right, when we run Joker, let's put Brenton Cox Jr. out there, right? We've seen a little bit of Enigbare playing Joker last week, right? I personally, they run a lot of outside zone runs, so I want our best run defending edge defenders to be on the outside to help set that edge against those stretch plays. Okay, that's first and foremost. So when you get in those situations where you're playing Joker in a 3rd and long, right, you're wanting somebody who can push the middle of the pocket. Here's the thing, though. If you play the Joker look, that's kind of the opposite of the cage rush. So with the cage, I would rather us steer clear of the Joker look. Not that you don't run it the entire, at all, but what you want to do is put yourself in a position to where you've got 2 wide 9s that's containing, that's running that cage rush this week at least. Next week I want to say it might be different, but you got Lamar next week, so probably not there either. You know what I'm saying, Emilio? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like if you get too aggressive in the middle, yes, you're pressing the middle of the pocket, but if you've only got 2 defenders out there, Caleb's going to be able to make those guys miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Of you can have those 2 wide 9s if you want. Technically, yeah, you could do a Joker if you say you're only bringing 3 and your Joker and Enigbare, and he's standing up just right over the center, but you have your 2 wide 9s. I mean, they got running lanes in between the tackle and guard, but again, that could be all of this kind of hinges on where the offense is. If the offense can get that thing spinning, and we're in good shape, maybe we get a lead again. Then maybe they can't, lean on the run as much. If their running back's out, all those things are going to play into it. But yeah, you're going to want to – I'd rather Caleb have to weave through a guard in the center, going upfield towards Quay, towards Coop, whoever it is, and then have to break left or right. I'd force him to scramble more. I don't care. But it's got to be inside the hash, inside the tackle box, whatever.
Yeah. I like what Alan says here in the chat. Run Joker wide left cage. Caleb wants to go right. I love what you're saying there. He does love the roll right. He can roll left too, and he's less accurate throwing across his body going to the left. So I completely agree. Maybe that is the way that you approach those 3rd and long situations where you go, you know what, pin your ears back on Caleb's left side, cage rush on the right. And typically the way the Packers will do that is you may have like a wide 9, and then you got like say a 3 tech on that side. They'll run a little stunt, right? Where the 3 tech will crash out and he'll take the guard and the guard into the tackle, and then the other guy will loop around and try to get pressure on Caleb, right? Well, if you do that, he goes to roll right, and you got to contain with a cage rush on the right. Now he's kind of, oh crap, he's caught no man's land, right? But again, that D tackle has got to be prepared that as he crosses the face of the guard and the tackle, he's got to be able to get outside leverage as quick as possible, because if Caleb does decide to scramble in that direction and you're playing anything other than spot drop, he's up the left side. He's looking to run left, tuck the ball, and run left. He's looking to buy time going right and throw the football. If that makes sense. So that's a great point. I'm glad he brought that up,
Yeah, because you could if you had 4 down, Clay, what if you ran a 9-7 and a 5 overload on one side? Mm-hmm. You got your edge over there maybe at a 7-ish, 9-ish. And yeah, all right, you're giving up a lot in the middle, but if it's a 3rd and 12,
right.
I'm with it.
I'm glad you said
away that boot action from him.
Yeah. Yep. That's it too, Tim, right? That boot got us a couple times too.
Yep. It did. Yeah. And that's why I understand what Joe was saying earlier. Like when he runs that boot, just forget the run for a second and tee off on Caleb. I get that. Yeah. But you're kind of playing into their hand too, because when he hands that ball off and you're down a hat, you know what I mean? That can be tough because they'll run a misdirection too. And we've seen Swift and we've seen Monangai multiple times bounce that thing out opposite direction, just like Josh Jacobs does. So I love that we're having this conversation because I do think it really, as you're talking about it, you're talking it through, you're kind of workshopping it. You can say, yeah, we go do that. Yeah, let's go do that. But immediately you think, that's going to leave this open, So it's going to be fun to see how Jeff Hafley kind of approaches this game. And I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm telling you, prime time, Saturday night, everybody going to be boozed up. Come on, dude. It's going to be dominant. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome, man.
I like paging Dr. Crutch's comment. He says, "Will I be wearing the Coop jersey to my stepmother's dinner party tomorrow?" Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, I would.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
Do you think there's a chance that Coop could be the player of the game? All of a sudden, it seems like he's been turning it on in the last few weeks. And do you think we see him all of a sudden plant his, not saying he's obviously not the same type of player, even position as Micah, but is he kind of take over that true captain type player on the defense and kind of the heart and soul?
Cooper is playing great this year, 76.2, right? He's the 13th highest graded stack backer. Coop has been playing coverage all year long, just kind of dropping back. And why? Because you're letting Micah pin his ears back and go after the quarterback. Well, now you're back to 2024 Green Bay Packers defense. What did we do last year? You'd be firing Cooper on rushes and dropping the opposite side out into coverage, right? Fire zone blitzes, simulated pressures, even though it's still a four-man rush. And that's why you've seen Cooper getting those sacks last year. It's why you've seen Cooper always in the backfield. I think that's what you're going to see. Now, do you want to do it against Caleb? I don't know. Because, again, you're flushing him out of the pocket with a four-man rush. If you got eyes on the quarterback, yeah, everybody should be able to contain. But also, like we showed last week on the tape, Bullard had to make a decision. Do I go with the flat or do I go with the quarterback? It was scrambling, right? That's another aspect to it too. So, but yeah, I think Cooper, you're going to see Cooper's production, right, go through the roof, I think, with Micah Parsons being out now. They're going to start to utilize him, not like Micah as just a true pass rusher, but you're going to mix and match those, I believe.
He is a G.
Will be lassoing his opportunity, Jacob. Yes, I think he is going to go off this week.
Okay.
That's right. That is right.
What do you guys think about Packer Doug's comment saying he doesn't want McDuffie dropping into coverage too often? Is he still scoring pretty decent on PFF style there, Clayton, or is he kind of taking a step back?
Yeah, and here's the thing: like he's got to drop into coverage. Like there's no scenario where McDuffie's just going to blitz or play the run all day long. He's got to drop into coverage, right? The problem we ran into was Quay got hurt and left. And you notice that they did not try to attack the seam while Quay was in the game. You notice that?
Yeah.
But then the second that Quay leaves the game, and listen, you guys know I've been vocal. I don't think Quay Walker has played like a first-round pick. I want to be very, very, very clear on how I feel about this. But what I've always said since day one, what Quay Walker does good is cover the seam vertically. He is great at that. I mean, great at it. Well, the second that he gets out of the game, what happens? They attack the seam on McDuffie, and we broke it down on Chalk Talk. It looked like it may have been a Tampa 2 call, right? It was an invert. It was a half invert look where the corner has a deep half and then the safety has the other deep half, and it looked like the Mike was supposed to sink. Honestly, it looked like a half invert cover 2 sink, what we call sink, where they sink even deeper into the coverage, and it was a tight window. But if you've got Quay back there standing at however tall he is, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", and just an athletic freak, you're probably not trying to hum that tater down the seam. You probably don't even call that play where they ran a scissors concept. And it was a tight window throw anyway. You watch that play, it wasn't like, oh, man, McDuffie screwed up. It's just
he just didn't get the depth. Yeah. They ran a great play, and he didn't get enough depth. I'm okay with McDuffie in coverage when it's compressed, when you're talking 10, 15, 20 yards. But if you're talking – having to backtrack and run up the field with a tight end or make a play on a receiver deep, that's when you have concern. And that's where I think, to your point, Clay, I'd rather see Quay Walker out there in those situations. So saying like McDuffie not dropping into coverage too often, I mean, I guess I would agree, but you're going to see it. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah. It's
pretty often in the game.
90% of his assignment, Tim, is that hook curl, right? That's just what it is.
And he's improved at that. He's
improved
at his coverage skills. I mean, really since last year. I mean, it's not like we're talking about a liability right now. We're talking about someone who, maybe isn't, coverage is not his strong suit, but I think he's more than, capable.
No, that's true, Tim. I was looking 22. His coverage grade was a 56.7, 23, 55.5, 24, 46.4, 25. He's a 66.2 right now.
Yep.
That's
overall defensive grade. 74.4. He's the 23rd highest rated linebacker. Run defense 73.5. That's 28th best. And then, like you said, the coverage grade, Emilio, 66.2 is good. It's the 21st. That's the 21st best coverage grade among stack backers. That's right. Hands down.
66 is one more than
65%.
65%. That's correct, sir. That is correct. Yeah. So Jacob, I think that McDuffie's fine. I think he's fine. I do. I think he's played better than Quay. But again, that one specific play, it's like if you were to draw it up and go, all right, who do you want playing Mike right? Who do you want covering the seam right? I'm saying Quay. right? And again, it's just a heck of a throw and a catch there on that scissors concept. That was a tight window throw. When I went back and watched it, I was just like, man, Bo Nix, he hung him out there. He laid him out there like, what game was that when Matt LaFleur came walking with him in the wheelbarrow? Amelia, you know what I'm talking about.
Thanksgiving after a Detroit Lions game. Yeah, Matt needed the wheelbarrow to get in the house.
That's right. That's what it looked like with Bo Nix threading that needle. And, he throws that pass, and you like Carrington being that half invert, the deep half. You'd like to see him play that a little snugger. But at the same time, it's like, man, that's a hell of a throw and catch for sure. So, yeah. Anything else, boys? Anything at all? The chat's been on fire, man. Appreciate everybody.
Just one more from R.E. Ironmeyer. He says, I've been hearing how the Packers are young and demoralized by these injuries, and the Bears are feeling good. I think our boys are going to come out with a chip, or as he like to say, the piss are hot.
Oh, dude, listen, everybody is talking like the Bears. Oh, Packers don't stand a chance of this one. I love it, dude. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Because there would be nothing better for me than to go out there and go, all right, guys, we're banged up. Let's rest these guys here. Let's make sure they're healthy for Baltimore. Let's get ready for the playoff run. And you go out there missing even more starters, and then you still beat Chicago in Chicago when Chicago doesn't know if they're going to be in Chicago because Chicago don't want the Bears in Chicago, which is absolutely hilarious to me. There's nothing I would want more than the Bears to have to move to the state of Indiana and just laugh my ass off at that family.
Right. That would be hilarious.
Well, yeah, because their Super Bowl last year was them winning on a field goal or whatever against us last year.
It's our backups.
Yeah, right. So if we sweep them, if we get the brooms out for Detroit and the Bears this year, come on now. I mean, that is just you don't even need to go back at them online. That's it, man, bro. Get any comment a Bears fan makes you, just put a broom in there. Because that's it. That's a wrap. Like, they will have to be quiet all off season. You know what I'm saying? Like, this game could shut them up for 8 months. That's all I'm saying.
Really, yeah. No,
at least until the draft.
Yeah, well,
be realistic.
If they make a run in the playoffs, all right, fine. You guys did good. But if you don't, if we win here and then you guys go on a little losing streak, what happens if you don't get your turnovers? You don't make it to the playoffs, and then it could all fall apart.
Playoffs? Don't talk.
I think we changed it. You couldn't hit a bear in the ass with a broom. That's going to be the new one right there.
Wow, I like it. Maybe AI could generate you something there, Clay.
I guarantee you it could. I love Ryan's song he put together. I don't know if you guys seen that or not for the Bears.
Yeah.
What was it too? He said something on his pod. What was it? He said the Gary Berries.
Yeah. The Gare Bears, like the Care Bears, but the Gare Bears. Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Hilarious, man.
Yeah, and he had the Kid Cudi one. That one actually bumped. I texted him on that one. I was like, Ryan, that one slapped.
He is a G.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, boys, we've hit it pretty hand. I said let's go 40 minutes tonight, and here we are with a bunch of people in here watching. We're over an hour.
Last comment of the night. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. Keep going.
Jesse Schwervin, whatever. Says the best chat in the stream always. Tons of informative people. Pretty sweet. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jesse. Again, man, it's amazing when people don't act like they know everything and just get in there and have a conversation with each other and do it civil, right? You go into some of the other live chats with Packers content, and I'm like, what is going on in the chat? These people hate each other. It's like unbelievable. They just get in there and argue the whole time. So
don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Perfect.
This is something that we do try to take care of, though. You guys know, anybody who's been in our chat for a significant amount of time know if we get a knucklehead in here, their ass is gone quick. They get the boot. All of a sudden, you just stop seeing their comments pop up. It's amazing how that works. So. All right, Tim, you got anything else, man? Anything else you want to hit here in terms of Packers defense against Chicago's offense?
Yeah, the Bears still suck. They always have, always will. And banged up or not, we're going to find a way to get it done with the personnel that we have. I trust in Hafley, Mr. Get Over Here himself.
Get over here! Built to ass. BTA. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he's got the headset on up in the booth now, so he's not on the sideline doing the hand signals, but I fully believe in this defense and this defensive staff. I think that Coach Haff and Coach Covington are going to cook something up for the Bears. We've got enough on film from this team this year, and I think we can get it done tomorrow night. So, hopefully the O-line holds up, but when it comes to the defense, being down some key guys, I feel like we're in a good position to secure a win.
Yeah, completely agree, man. Anything else, boys? Emilio, Jacob, anything at all?
We going live tomorrow?
Absolutely. Tim, I'm showing the kickoff is 8:20 Eastern, right? So 7:20 Central. So we need to go live, say 6 p.m. your all's time. That sound right? About an hour 20 before?
Sounds about right.
All right. So we'll set it for that. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to go live 6 p.m. Central time for the PTA pregame show. We'll give you guys all the latest on actives, inactives, all that good stuff. We'll show you live shots from Soldier Field and all that good stuff, taking you right up to kickoff. And then immediately following the game, I'm glad it's a Saturday night too. Nobody's got to get up too early on Sunday, right? We'll be up late doing the PTA postgame show for what we hope is a huge Packers dub. Win, lose, or draw, we'll be in here talking about it for sure. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Really excited about the ballgame. I'll probably go live at some point throughout the day if any other information drops. Kind of like the Brenton Cox Jr. information earlier today that came out of nowhere. All right, he's going to be active, so we'll just hit live, get you guys that info as quick as possible. So, Emilio, you got anything else, man? You good?
No, same time tomorrow. Everybody got in here at 7. You'll be ready to roll. Be out of here by now probably, and we're good to go.
All right. That's it. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. If y'all would, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you were new here. Make sure you click the bell icon so you're notified when we do go live tomorrow for the pregame and the postgame show. For Jacob, Tim, and Emilio, I'm Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.